Today I'm gonna show you 6 lawn care tips that will save you hundreds of dollars while actually improving the overall quality of your lawn. Look, man, I'm right there with you. I want a lawn too that when I come home, I can take pride in, that I can stunt on the neighbors with. But what I don't want to do is have to spend a second mortgage to make that happen. The lawn care industry wants you to think that you have to buy the most expensive stuff, the most expensive services to make that happen, and that's just not the case. So I'm gonna walk you through my actual lawn using those 6 techniques, show you the exact products that I use, and prove to you that you don't have to spend a fortune to have an amazing looking lawn. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you my secret weapon that most people throw away that's worth more than any expensive fertilizer you can buy. Now, before we dive in, I wanna make something clear. I'm not anti-spending money on your lawn. I'm anti-wasting money on your lawn. Although my wife would probably say that I'm pro-wasting money on my lawn, but her opinion doesn't count here. Anyway, these 6 steps are not about cutting corners. They're about working smarter and more effectively. All right, let's start with tip number 1. This one's gonna save you money immediately. Tip number 1 is gonna be to raise that deck height. I'm talking anywhere from 3 to 4 to 4.5 inches, and you're gonna be needing to cut your lawn a little bit more than you probably think. I know what you're thinking though, won't it make my lawn look shaggy and kind of unkept? But actually it looks fuller and healthier. Whereas like Dave that lives down the street cuts his once every 2 weeks and his is looking really, really rough. Tip number 2 is all about how you're feeding your lawn. Now I had an entire bit ready to be filmed for this, basically talking about DIY, like how to build your own fertilizer and save money there, but I saw a deal. I don't need to tell people to walk to get this deal. You need to run. You need to sprint to get this deal. So I was gonna tell you to make your own fertilizer, but this right here, lawnlife.com. Jesse's another creator that I do know, but I haven't told him that I'm doing this at all. This is 100% my honest feedback. Neighbors Envy, which if y'all have not seen the videos of this, like the before and afters or product review videos that other people have put out, it's absolutely insane. It looks like a good product on its face, which is great. But you can also buy this in a 4-gallon container, which covers 64,000 square feet. For $219. I know that sounds expensive, but that is years and years and years of fertilizer. Jesse, maybe you're not gonna watch this, but if you do, let me know if it's shelf stable for that long. If it is, you're buying years worth of fertilizer at a cost of $3.44 per 1,000 square feet, which is absolutely insane. So I'm gonna buy that fertilizer and be set for a long time. Tip number 3 is about making do with what you got. 99.99% of the time, you should be mulching your grass clippings. That means not using a bagger or not side discharging. You wanna chop it up really, really good because that's literally free fertilizer. It's actual food for your lawn that you're just throwing away. Use that stuff, it's free.
So tip number 4 is when you're overseeding your lawn, go for the cheaper contract grade mix. A lot of the times it's about half as expensive as the premium stuff. You don't want to do this when you're restarting your lawn, but when you're overseeding and you're not using quite that much seed every year, use the contractor stuff because at that point your turf is established enough that it should be able to choke out the weeds that do come in through that contractor blend because there's invariably some weed seed in there. But just buy the cheaper stuff on your overseed. It's not that big of a deal.
Tip number 5 is probably the dumbest, simplest tip on here, but this is what saved me the most amount of money. My brother and I had a conversation last night. He was sending me pictures of his lawn saying, hey, what's going on here? And I said, well, it looked like there were some fungus issues, but also in parts it looked like it was drying out. So I was like, well, are you watering your lawn? And if so, how long? He's like, yeah, I water every day for about an hour. And I was like, well, what made you pick that? And he was like, I don't know, I just read it online. Any Yahoo can just post anything online, like me. But this is actually a good tip that works. So this is an empty tuna can. The depth on this thing on the inside is about 1.25 inches. So what you do with this tuna can is you just open it like this, wide open, and then just go in the middle of your lawn and place it right there. Place it right in the middle of your lawn, just like that. Make sure it's pretty horizontal so that it captures everything. And then you just cut on your sprinkler system, whether it's an oscillating sprinkler and an impact sprinkler or an in-ground irrigation system, and see how long it takes to fill up that tuna can. Because that depth, about 1 to 1.5 inches, is really how much you should be watering your lawn on a single watering. So go ahead and throw that in there and cut on the irrigation system. So it took my sprinkler system about 45 minutes to fill up that tuna can. Any more, probably putting too much down. Any less, probably not putting down enough. Inch and a half of water is really the prime amount of water your lawn should be getting in a single week. But wait, what's this? Oh no! A slight imperfection. My entire lawn care philosophy is crumbling before my very eyes. Quick, I need to spend thousands of dollars to fix it immediately. Ugh. I guess Dave was right. Maybe I should just give up and call TruGreen. Maybe the real budget lawn care was how much money I wasted in this process. I'm obviously kidding. I mean, look at this lawn, it's basically perfect. Clover, it happens, it's part of it. It's never gonna be perfect. But taking care of that clover is gonna be a whole heck of a lot cheaper than calling TruGreen. TruGreen, more like True, give me all your money. But here's my actual secret weapon, tip number 6, and that is to buy your seed online through a dealer and buy it about right now, into June, July. That's when prices for seed are at their lowest. You can get a really good deal on some bulk buys right now. So don't buy it when everybody's trying to buy it, like at the beginning of fall when they want to do their overseed, buy now. And then fertilizer is super cheap at the end, maybe in November, December, that's when the prices are lowest on fertilizer. And if you keep it in a cool, dry place, it'll last almost indefinitely, a really long time, especially if it's granular. But seriously, let's measure this out. If you're Dave and you're spending $300 a month on TruGreen, what's that, $3,600 a year? And I bet I spend probably about 500 bucks, maybe a little bit more, maybe $500-600 depending on what I need throughout the year. So that's me spending $3,100 less than Dave. And then water, you know, you're saving a boatload if you're watering correctly. Those two tips, buying in bulk at cheap times, like I said earlier, and then really measuring how much you're watering your lawn, those two things are gonna save you thousands of dollars. But here's the truth though, great looking lawn isn't about how much money you spend, it's about finding out what works for you. Yeah, these 6 tips are gonna save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, but it also will allow you to create a space for memories to be made with your family, with your kids. To me, some of my most core memories were playing outside in my backyard. My mom would lock the door on Saturdays. My brother and I couldn't come in until dinner time. So we'd be outside and some of my most vivid memories were in our backyard. That I think in hindsight was a really nice, well-kept lawn. I don't know. So if this video helped you out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's kind of the easiest indicator to YouTube that this is a good video and that you guys like this, is that subscribe button. Also share it with somebody who might be a first-time homeowner or might be going through a rough patch and needs to save some money. These are some great tips that will really immediately impact your wallet. But guys, thanks again for hanging out. As always, keep cutting. We'll see y'all again. Peace.